Hey, yo, what is the word? What goes on, peeps? Jay Porks here. We're back with a brand new episode of Dyze in your house. It is so good that the camera shakes. I put the chair up. What is the word? What goes on? Truth be told, it's a terrible mental health couple of days. Nobody did anything, not subliminal shots at anybody. Do not worry, nothing happened. Well, the country's burning. I'm sure that doesn't help, but specifically didn't do it. But we're going to power through this. I'm also using a different video editing program, which you are going to see that I constantly am going to be trying out new programs. We'll talk more about that in the final five. Yes, this is limited to 15 minutes. I need to do this in under 15 minutes. So here we go. First and foremost, in a little while, in a couple of minutes, we're going to have another episode of Does This Help Democrats? So we do. It's going to be a feature that happens on our podcast, on this podcast. So does this help Democrats get elected? Will be happening in a few minutes. First and foremost, the views and opinions expressed on my podcast are that of my own and do not represent that of my employer. Never have, never will. No reason to. So last week, well, the last podcast was a couple days ago. You know, all 10 views or whatever it got. Appreciate you guys. Thank you. There was, I mentioned Elon Musk. I don't believe he's really leaving, like the government, right? And fast forward to now, and he tweeted something about voting out people that support this new Republican budget bill. We're going to vote them out in the fall. Bro, we don't believe you. Okay? This is like you don't flip like that. That's how you know it's not fucking real. You know what I'm saying? And that's the type of shit that is there to distract you from reading the bill. Read the bill, cuts to Medicaid, cuts to everything that helps anybody who isn't a rich white man. It is fucking disgusting type of shit that some of the stuff they're trying to pass in this bill. Read the bill. I only got 15 minutes, so I'm not reading the bill. I got a riff, okay? I got to figure out why my a short video clip gets 650 views in 10 minutes and my entire my podcast, which is full of all my well thought out opinions and views, gets 12. I gotta figure that out. So hopefully I can catch a moment in time during this video that I can clip and then I can fucking get some hits. Also, I don't know where the thing is going to be. Is it going to be up here? Is it going to be down here? But I will be adding the Cash App. I'm adding the Cash App because I cannot monetize videos on YouTube yet. I cannot monetize videos on YouTube simply because I don't have 500 subscribers. I'm not here begging for subscribers. I'm going to entertain people and earn my way to it. But the point is, I got 333. So until then, if you feel like, hey, this kid, I'm almost fucking 40. This kid is almost, this kid works in downtown Manhattan. Lunch is probably expensive. Maybe I should throw him a buck or two. You should. Hit up the Cash App. Please, do me a favor. I don't know if it's here. I don't know if it's here. I don't know where it is. I don't know where it's going to be. Anyway, Elon Musk is not leaving the government. All of the Elon Musk stories are just a distraction from the real story. And that's, first of all, he left the government with all your information. Also, Peter Thiel wants to track people, like wants a database of people. There was a people once that created a database of people. It's so true, it shook the room, as Pop Smoke said. Plantier, I think that's the name of the company. They want to, and you know what? You know what? Let's thread the needle a bit, shall we? Let's thread the needle. So what I have here is I have threads open, and I'm gonna see what stuff I've retweeted the last couple of days that's been pissing me off. Besides Elon Musk not being on our side, we're never gonna stop dancing in the streets when this dude is dead. The party is never gonna stop. Yes, it's not. That's not a story of the week there, but I just want to say, like, when this fucker finally dies, it will be dancing in the streets. And that is a cold, hard fact. Okay, we have reached the second 5-minute portion of this podcast. Therefore, we are going to get into another brand new episode of Does This Help Democrats Get Elected? And this week we're featuring somebody who I respect, somebody who I'm not going to throw dirt on their name. I'm not going to scream at this person. I'm not going to call this person any names. This person is a great person, well-respected, earns her way to everything she's ever done, and that's Karine Jean-Pierre. She was a former White House press secretary. She was a White House communications director before that. And before that, when I was in my, right in, like, let's say 2016, 17, 18, 19, when I was in my MSNBC bag and I would watch that shit every day because they seemed like they were sort of creating, reporting on the news. Karine Jean-Pierre was always someone great to have on. I always enjoyed her content. I always enjoyed her commentary. And, yeah. Today she announced, Karine Jean. I know. I'm like, fucking, this is Joe Rogan. First of all, I wrote Marine instead of Karine. Here we go. Karine Jean-Pierre tweeted 13 hours ago, "It's time to free ourselves from boxes." And she uses the ballot box emoji there for boxes. Hashtag independent, October 2025. Order now. So that was her first thread. Well, no, that's May. That's not that far ago. Wow, the month? Really? Like, it's the month before. It feels like years. So basically, Karine Jean-Pierre, KJP, she is the most recent Democratic White House press secretary. She announced she's leaving the Democratic Party. Now, that on its surface might have you picking something up of what is going on. No. To be fair, she, in the book, outlines that she's leaving the Democratic Party because she didn't like the way Joe Biden was treated in his final, like when they were pushing him out. She didn't like that. And so that's not the same as Democrats suck and I hate their policies. So I it's not something that you're a clown. Nothing like, I have nothing negative to say about her personally. I just feel that if you're somebody who doesn't want to see Republicans continue to get elected, that maybe, and I'm not saying, listen, I don't want to count anyone's money. I don't want to pause anyone's art. What am I, Def Jam and the new Clips album? Let God sort them out. Man, I gotta Drake this in on every podcast. Is this a time for I don't want to say like don't do your thing, because do your thing. You have to do your thing. But at the same time, as someone who is living, okay, but not like, fucking, I'm not going to survive the apocalypse. you would think that I want, and I do, that I want Democrats to get elected. I would think that somebody that wants Democrats to get elected would know what they're doing with that sort of PR, with the sort of rollout for a book that comes out in October. Now, maybe, hey, listen, hey, Jay, she's doing it now. So, like, people won't notice it in October. There's no fucking election in October. But nonetheless, do I think it's good for people to leave the Democratic Party and announce it? Like, no. That's how Republicans keep winning fucking elections. Because they stick together no matter what, even though they're fucking idiots. Republicans are the stupidest, most vile form of human being to ever, and it's circa 2016 to 2024. Because any normal Republican voted for Hillary Clinton, and any normal Republican is not fucking MAGA. But MAGA's a thing. People like it. And, that's, because people like racism and they like to say the R word and stuff like that. They think that's cool. Like, they're so happy that they don't, like, not being politically correct is like a victory for them. You know what I mean? Which is just, who cares? Like, why do I want to say things that might offend people? How about I don't offend people? That's a thought. Has that ever been a thought that crossed your mind? I just saw, I shared her thing on my Instagram. Anna Connolly is cool. She's funny. It's just that thing like, should I say this word? And in your mind, you're like, should I say this? And then you ask yourself, would a Nazi say this? And if the answer is yes, don't say that. So again, we're at 12 minutes here. And listen, I'm going to wind it down here as I go feed the cats. But I do want to say that mental health is important, right? And you'll have good days, you'll have bad days. But the important thing is to have full days and to have next days. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, yesterday feeling like crap. Today feeling like crap mentally, right? But tomorrow's another shot at it. And, just because I'm not one of these people that reads inspirational quotes on Instagram and hypes myself up with, reading like the freaking laws of human nature or whatever, like that's the first book I thought of. It's probably a good book, but I've only read a couple of chapters into it. But I don't read like self-help, and that stuff isn't for me. I need listen, fascism doesn't help. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. There were a lot of times where I was feeling like this when Joe Biden was president, but like, Joe Biden was president. And I had to worry less about money. I had to worry less about society around me. I had to worry less about hate crimes happening against me and against every person. I work in Manhattan. There's a lot of people there. Like, I have seen ICE agents kidnap people off the fucking street. That's not detaining. That's kidnapping. But don't get it twisted. So, the country is not in a place for any of us to sit around and say, well, Democrats and Republicans, well, I don't know, Democrats are woke. Like, it's crazy that Republicans went full-blown Nazi. Full-blown Nazi. And the Democrats are the ones that have to rebrand. I think that's fucking crazy. Nonetheless, it is what it is. Hit the Cash App at the bottom. Please tell people about my YouTube page. Hit share, hit subscribe. Check you guys later.